In this vlog, we will see the concept exception handling. So, exception handling plays a key role in programming. So, sometimes you may get through some errors in your program. So, these errors might be at runtime sometimes. So, we need to properly handle these errors so that we can avoid unwanted crash in our applications. Now let's get started with simple examples like what is exception handling and how we implement it in our programming. First, we will be seeing what are the keywords used in the exception handling. So the first keyword we use is try. So generally we call this as a try block, where you provide the code which you might think that it might result in some exception. So exception in the sense, simple way I want to say you is like, for example, you are having a variable a equal to 10 and you are having another variable b equal to 0. So now when you are trying to divide a by b, try to print it out and see. We are trying to run this particular piece of code and for sure we will be getting an error here. Why? Because you are trying to divide 10 by 0 and here you will be getting an arithmetic exception. So here you can see we have got an arithmetic exception because we are trying to divide by 0. So yes, as we are making a small application here, you might think that why we will be dividing it by 0. So let's consider a situation where you have created a calculator application and you have provided the choice for the user to provide the inputs. For example, here instead of 10 we have provided here a predefined value. When you provide a choice for the user, so these particular exceptions may occur. So you need to properly handle them. Here we will be trying to handle them using a try block. So this is a try block and inside which we are going to place this particular code here. And now let's try to place this block of code inside try here, and we will be initializing our variable result. So I am predefining it to be 0 here because later on we can replace it by the calculation. So here you can see we are able to see an error here. So try block needs to be followed by a catch block. So inside the catch block you will try to catch the exception and try to print it on the screen. I'm just trying to get the exception, so I'm not specifying any type of exception, so just I'm providing it as an exception. Let us try to print the type of exception message to string. Let us try to, I'm commenting this print line for now and try to print this. Try to run the code now and see what the result. Here you can see for sure you will not be getting an error here, but here you can see we have got the exception. So we have got the exception here using the try catch block. By following this particular procedure, your application will not at all crash. So even if the user provides 0 here, so we can see we have just used the same values which we have used previously and we got a crash, that is we got an exception, that is arithmetic exception. And also here you can see we have just provided it as an exception here, and here in the output you can see it's clearly saying that it's an arithmetic exception and the reason is we are trying to divide by 0. So not only with the arithmetic exception, there are different types of exceptions here. So I am specifying the data type and also I am specifying this safe call operator here. So now let's try to run the same code again, and now you can observe the exception type is now changed here. You can see Kotlin null pointer exception is now raised in this particular scenario. So with the help of try and catch block we are able to handle these particular errors and try to print them on our screen. So here you can directly specify the types of errors also here. So here these are the list of exceptions, so arithmetic exception, and so also you can specify multiple catch blocks here. So you can also specify null pointer exception, which we have just seen, and you can add one more block here, and you can also specify array index out of bounds exception here. So now the same way we try to print these exceptions now. So based upon your programming requirement, you can add multiple catch blocks and one more block, and let's see the third keyword, finally. So this finally block of code gets executed in either case. So even if the exception occurs or not, the finally block of code gets executed. So for which let's try to print some message finally block, and now try to run the code. So here you can see Kotlin null pointer exception. So our null pointer exception is caught here, and later on finally block is being printed. So even if there is no execution in the try block, and when you try this particular code now, here you can see our finally block is getting printed. So our finally block will get printed in either the case. So these are all the three keywords which we have seen till now, and there is one more keyword, throw. So here using which you can throw some exceptions. So we can just throw an arithmetic exception. This particular keyword you can use it here. So inside the try block, I am not just executing anything, but I just want to throw an exception like arithmetic exception. And now try to run this code and see the output once. So here you can see we have got the arithmetic exception, and you might see we have commented the result variable here. We are just trying to throw an exception. So now let's try to throw a null pointer exception, and when you try to run the code, you will be getting a null pointer exception in place of the arithmetic exception. So the throw keyword can be used to throw a different types of exceptions, and also here you can specify some message. So here you can just specify some message exception detected, and here in the output also you can see we have got the output like exception detected. So whatever the message you have specified in the throw, we have got here in the output. So you can easily find out what is the reason of the exception by providing these custom messages. So I think you got a good knowledge on exception handling. So this is a simple example by using which you can understand what is the concept of exception handling, and try with your own examples and try to implement these try catch blocks. And if you are getting any errors, do let me know in the comment section below. And yes, this is it for this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Kotlin.